Hello and welcome. Glad to have you here. Today I would like to talk a bit about equanimity, Upekkhā. This is a central concept in Buddhist practice, Zen practice. But on the other hand, at the same time, often at least slightly misunderstood concept. And so I think it makes sense to talk a bit about it. Um, I, of course, have my own experiences with Buddhist practice and with the practice of equanimity. And what I'm going to say here is comes out of my own practice. And of course, there are other views. And so what I present you is not the final truth, the ultimate truth about it. But I hope it is helpful, and feel free to, if you have a question or you want to discuss something, feel free to do that in the comments down below. Yeah, equanimity. Equanimity, what does that mean, equanimity? Equanimity is an even-mindedness, the ability to keep a certain balance even in the face of, yeah, as John Kabat-Zinn puts it, even in the face of the full catastrophe that is life, or can be at times. So it's a kind of balanced mind and kind of even mind. And in Buddhist practice, the practice of equanimity is, as I see it, fourfold. So it's part of the concentration meditation practice. It's the main quality of the fourth jhana. And we leave that a bit aside today. Then the other important branch of practice, Buddhist practice, is the practice of the Brahma Viharas. Equanimity is the fourth Brahma Vihara. The others are loving kindness, compassion, and sympathetic joy. And then we have mindfulness. You need some equanimity if you want to practice mindfulness. And then, of course, daily life. And this is the main point here. What I want to talk about is because I made some. I've learned something, I think, and I think it might be helpful to share that. So equanimity, especially in daily life, comes into play when, and this is trivial, when we are emotionally involved in something. When we can take a step back, calm a bit down, see all this fuzz for what it is. I think that is very clear. But the aspect I would like to talk about especially is when you practice compassion and you watch and observe the pain and all the suffering around you, yeah, in your family, friends, neighbors, but of course also if you turn on the news and you see all this suffering, that can be overwhelming. And to kind of balance that, equanimity can come into play. And what I find always very, very helpful in this regard is to make yourself clear that your abilities, your influence, the power is limited. You can do your best to help, to support beings in need. But what happens then? There are other causes and conditions that come into play. And even if you do your best, the whole thing can completely go down the drain. And this is something I think we should always keep in mind when we try to actively engage with others in the sense of supporting or helping them. We can teach others. We can say, hey, we think you might think about your behavior. It will lead to suffering for you and for others. This is what we can do. And then it might be that this person says, yes, thank you for your advice, but I give a damn. This happens very often. And in these situations, a solid foundation of equanimity is the key to keep the balance. And what you see here is, and that is the second main point that I would like to make here, is that equanimity is not some kind of detachment. The practice of equanimity does not lead to detachment, that you do not get out of your cave anymore. No. This is the practice of equanimity is a kind of a balance, a kind of creating the ground so that you can go out into the world and live your life fully without getting into mentally into too much trouble. And so equanimity is not detachment, it is non-attachment. But you do not isolate yourself. That's not the point. And it never was, as I understand early Buddhism. And this is the other point I would like to make here. So, if you find my thoughts helpful, like this video, and I wish you all a good time. Take care, and hopefully see you soon.